the Cristo Rey Podcast! Cristo Rey Podcast coming at you. Today we have trivia about Women's History Month. Cristo Rey Podcast right in your ears. Oh boy, here it comes.
Welcome back, guys, to the Cristo Rey 2021 Podcast. I'm your host, Nehemiah Clayton, and we're followed by host, Brianna.
Hey, y'all.
And as you can see, today looks a little different. Today we'll be led in a women's history trivia led by Dr. Ragland and Lena. And as participants in the audience today, get active. It's a game show. There's points to be won and there's things to learn. So now we'll be hearing from Dr. Ragland.
Alrighty. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Women's History Month Trivia. Thank you for coming. So we have a couple of different games today. As Nehemiah mentioned, I'll be hosting as well as Lena Renee. Our first game is going to be a trivia. It's going to be part one of the trivia night. So we have several different questions that were made by some of your fellow students, where you can either take a guess or you can actually look up the information, because some of these questions are real specific. So you may be able to, if you just already know it off the top of your head, or you may have to, go search for the answer. Okay, go ahead and get started with the first game. The game rules are: first, listen to the question. Next, type your answer in the chat. Again, you are allowed to look up the answer if you don't know it right off the top of your head. The first person who gets the right answer in the chat will get a point. So is everybody ready for the first question? All right, let's go. Question number 1. When was the first International Women's Day celebrated? If somebody gets it in the chat, just yell it out. All right. March 8th, what? This is the first International Women's Day ever. All right. Okay. Somebody's got to put okay, there we go. All right. March 8th, 1917. March 8th, 1917. So I think that goes to Paul T. Good job to Paul T. All right. Next question. That's you, Lynn.
Okay. So, when was the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote, ratified? If you're in AP Gov, you should know this. So I'll be disappointed if you don't get it.
Looks like we got a couple answers up here. August 18th, 1920.
Mr. Gorgon, you better look at all those students, because those are students you had.
Yes. Excellent. All right.
So Sid gets the point.
Yes.
But Paul is still in the lead, so come on, guys. Who was the first woman to vote in colonial America before the 19th Amendment? So if you got kids, you gotta dive back deep into our AP US history skills. Lydia what? Oh, Lydia Taft. Is that correct?
Like the commitment, Paul. Always answer yes. Go ahead then. Represent for the
I'm gonna win today.
I most definitely did not get a 3 on that A push, but Paul, if you want to come and retake mine in the past at the same time, you can. Yeah, we can work it out.
You did not have to expose yourself like that.
That's hilarious. Alrighty.
Alright.
Yes. This next question is: who is the only person to hold 2 Nobel Peace Prizes in 2 different science categories?
Yes, it's reminding me of Jeopardy, giving you very much that.
No, we were not going easy on it. I didn't write any of these questions, by the way. Just letting you know, it's not this hard because of me.
She said AP students did this.
Alright, Paul has it.
All right. Marie Curie is the answer. Where was the first Women's Rights Convention held?
Where?
Yes, city and state, please. City and state. All right, it looks like that's going to Shigina. Seneca Falls, New York is where the first women's rights convention was held. Good job. All right, next question. What is the most woman-dominated profession? And bonus points if you can find what percentage of people in this profession are women. Oh, wow. Okay. I think that would be Hattie.
Okay, Hattie.
All right. That was real quick too. It's like you knew it. It's like you already knew.
That's low-key crazy because in my head I was like, it's gotta be education and teachers because like I didn't have my first male teacher until like high school.
Yes. I mean, that's also woman dominated. But personal care workers is like almost everyone is a woman. Like almost all of them are women. Excellent. Alrighty.
This PSA is brought to you by Cristo Rey alumnus Jason Blankson's favorite word, forward. Forward. And so in March we went forward 1 hour. We will go forward into April, and we will go forward into the fourth quarter as we wrap up the third quarter before spring break. So, I hope you're looking forward to the fourth quarter. Make sure you wrap things up well for the third so that we have a productive fourth quarter and a productive end of the year. Have a great day.
And next we have a couple of different Kahoot games. So this one that we're going to do is called Girls Who Color Outside the Lines. This has to do with creative women throughout history. And it's going to teach us a little bit about women who've been artists and other things like that. Lena, do you want to start off with the first question and just reading it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty, let's get going.
So the first question is, Frida Kahlo was known for her many powerful paintings where she drew herself. What are they called? Are they called selfies, face paintings, self-paintings, or self-portraits?
Oh,
okay. All right.
Let's see.
Got Kirsty, first place.
Okay, Kirsty, I see you, student council representative.
Okay. Queen.
Yes. All right. I'll read the next question. So, Edmond Lewis was the first well-known African-American and Native American sculptor. What materials might a sculptor use? Clay, canvas, chisel, or hammer? All right. It looks like almost all of those answers were right. So let's see who got it right. All right. Good job, Nasrat. Good job. All right. Next question.
The next question is, Shamisa Hassani used graffiti art to make statements about women's rights. What does a graffiti artist paint on? Do they paint on graphite, carpets or rugs, public surfaces, or books? Oh, good job.
Very good. All right.
Okay, Nazareth.
All right, Nazareth.
Times in a
Good.
row.
Next question. Brenda Chapman loved drawing as a child and became a director for Disney. She created Princess Merida for the movie blank. Please type your answer.
I love how Kahoot is like updating its stuff. It did not used to have like where you could type.
Yes. Okay. All
First
right.
of all, is probably single-handedly one of the greatest Disney princess movies of all time. Don't care what no one says. She said, I will not be getting forced to marry anyone.
Yes.
Right on theme.
As she should.
All right. Okay. All right, Kirsty. All right, Nazareth.
Hi guys, Alonga here to tell you about an exciting upcoming event. The Guadalupe Summit is an event offered for all high school students of Hispanic heritage, and our school has been invited to participate. This year, it will be on Friday, April 16th from 9 to 11 a.m. It will be virtual and completely free. Students interested in attending should contact Mrs. Vallejo for more information.
Next question. True or false?
Renowned artist Georgia O'Keeffe loves to paint planets and constellations. Is that true or false? It's false.
All right. Now, we have to go off script a little bit. Can somebody share what did Georgia O'Keeffe like to do in terms of her art? Whoever can answer that also will get some points toward their score.
Flowers, right? They were very much like a naturalist.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Just want to let the people who can't see know that this is one where most people got it wrong because it's a very tricky question. But yeah, it's 8-4.
Yes. All right. Next question. Marjane Satrapi detailed her childhood in Iran through her graphic novel Persepolis. What continent is Iran in?
Fun fact, Persepolis was like the first graphic novel we were ever allowed to read in class, and then it turned out to be about like real world things, and I was like, well, dang.
Yes. Persepolis is a must read. Good job. All right. It's in Asia. Let's see who's on the scoreboard. All right. Good.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's the highest climber. A whole streak of 4. Okay.
Nazareth still got number 1 though. She's fighting hard for that one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question. As an animator, Nikki Yang often creates storyboards to what? Hear the characters' voices, choose what colors will be used, outline the visuals for each scene, or come up with character backstory. All right. Most people did get it right. It's outline the visuals for each scene. If somebody can find what is something that Nikki Yang has actually animated, then I'll give you some extra points for your score.
She animated Adventure Time.
Yes.
Gravity Falls, Family Guy, sweet.
Yes. Nikki Yang has animated some classics. Adventure Time is one of my favorites. All right.
Honestly, same. She basically created our childhoods.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Nazareth still at the top. We got Hattie. Highest answer streak. Good. Rebecca, Rita, Srijita. Good job, everyone. And this is our last Kahoot question. Abstract artists like Carmen Herrera create art that is accurate and realistic. True or false? Ooh. All right. Most people got it. It is false. Abstract art. So let's see who's got it. All right. Nazareth. Rebecca. And Rita. Woo! Good job, everyone.
Rita.
Speech. Okay. I'd like to thank my mom and my art teacher for this award. Thank you.
Speech of the year makes the boat cover. It's too easy.
Honestly, Grammy Award.
Yes, you all are on point.
This is Ms. Saliba, your campus minister, and today is the 6th Friday of Lent. Next week is Holy Week. The center of our prayer and our very existence rests on a profound belief that the will and vision of the Father is greater than my own. So I will grow into my authentic self, not by enacting the many desires that I absorb from the world around me. Rather, I become my true self by enacting those desires that God is raising in me. Jesus did this. Even in his passion and death, Christ's authentic self was not being destroyed. It was being realized and made full. And while they were murdering him, all Jesus really could do was trust in the Father's will. Our Lenten exercises help us to know and accept God's will. Prayer, self-examination of conscience and habits and virtues. When I do these things steadily, I get closer to knowing and trusting in God's will. just as Jesus had the faith to do.
All right. So for our next game, this is kind of an impromptu game, but so I know that some people's screens are off. This might be a little bit harder with the screen off because this next game would require us to be able to see something that you have. This is a Zoom scavenger hunt. Has anyone done one of those before? So we're gonna do Women's History Month themed Zoom scavenger hunt. So if you have your camera on, you can very easily participate. If you have your camera off, you can just turn it on just to show whatever it is. But basically, you would go run and grab something that is around you that would fit the question that I am asking. Okay. Or if it's something like a picture of so-and-so, then you would just like hold the phone up so that we can see a picture, for example, unless you have an old school like picture frame, that's fine too. Okay, so after I get people to after you all collect your stuff, then a couple people can share like who that person is or like what they've actually brought. So the first question is a picture of a woman who is important to you. A picture of a woman who is important to you. So again, you can hold a phone up if you have a picture of a woman that's important to you, or you can go grab an actual physical picture if you have one of those.
Yeah, I was watching it. Miss Martin was quick with it.
Yes. So everyone. Yes. Okay. A couple more people. Good. Okay, Rita. All right. I think I see, is that Sylvia Platt? Okay. So a couple people. All right. So out of the people who have held up a picture of a woman that is important to them, Miss Martin, would you like to share who your picture is of and why that person is so important to you?
Yes, I would. Hello, everybody. So good to see you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. That is a picture of my mother. And she is most important to me because now she's my mother, but she was also my very first teacher. I love her and I miss her terribly.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Martin. All right, Rita, you had Sylvia Plath. So can you share with us why is Sylvia Plath so important to you? First, who is it and why is she important?
Sylvia Plath is a poet. I just really like her. I couldn't really find anything close to me, so that's the first thing I picked up. Also, yeah, she's like a really good poet, and I really like to describe certain things.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. And then last I saw, two more. Paul, you held up a picture too. So who was in your picture and why are they so important to you?
So this picture is basically a picture of my sister, and she's important to me because she has basically taken care of me and my siblings her entire life.
Oh, that's beautiful. Shout out to your sister. Thank you. And then Shujina, you also held up a picture. So who was in your picture and why are they so important to you?
It was my mom, and she's so important to me because she's just been there like throughout my whole life, encouraging me to do my best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That's beautiful. Shout out to the moms, the sisters, the artists, all the inspirations out there.
Hey guys, it's Rebecca Loaiza with you here, and last week was a sophomore retreat, and I can tell you it was so good. All of us got to meet each other after such a long time. You know, COVID has brought us kind of apart, but the retreat really brought us together and gave us the time to really talk to each other. So it was really nice. And big shout out to Miss Aliva. She was so wonderful and she organized it for us. So big thanks to her, and we are very thankful for her. And her meditation was so awesome. So thank you.
All right. So our next task is going to be a little bit harder. and I will have to also leave the room in order to come back and get this one. Bring back and show us a book that was written by a woman. I gotta leave for this.
Kind of looking like between Lena and Paul.
All right, Paul, what book do you have and who was it written by?
I have this book titled "The Meanest Doll in the World," and it is written by N.M. Martin and Laura Godwin.
Thank you. All right, Lena, which book did you have and who was it written by?
So this book is called Grace, and it's written by Natasha Dion. And this is one of my favorite books to read, but it's basically in the perspective of a slave. Like the first half is the perspective of a slave, and then the second half is in the perspective of her daughter. And it's just a really beautiful book, and I would recommend it.
Thank you, Lena. Kunsumi, I see you have a book too. It looks like a familiar book.
Yeah, it's called Light It Up by, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but Hecla Lagoon. It's really good. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Rita, did you have another one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I held up The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It's kind of, it's a very known book. It's just like a book from the perspective of a girl whose friend was shot. And I think a lot of people know about it. You look it up and read it yourself. It's a really great read to get into the mind of someone who has been through that. And yeah, I just recommend it.
Good. Thank you so much. I have this book, which is kind of hard to show with my background, but it's by Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. It's called Even the Stars Look Lonesome. This is one of her classic books, so I highly recommend reading anything by Maya Angelou. Thank you, everyone. All right. Now, the next and final question would be, find something that was given to you by a woman who you know. This can be a gift. This can be some kind of heirloom, something that someone gave you that is a woman that you know. So if you need to go grab something, then you can. Give you all like 1 minute. Y'all like everything because my mom got me everything. I actually gotta go find something. Okay, so it's a bunch of different things that I see. Lena, you just grab like everything that's around you. So can we start off with Kirsty? Kirsty, you have a really beautiful bracelet in front of you. And what do you have and who gave it to you?
This is a bracelet that my mom gave me. It says my name on it, and she brought it back to me from Ghana last time she went. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Nazareth, I saw that you had a really beautiful necklace or a piece of jewelry. Did you want to share what it is and who gave it to you?
Yeah, my mom gave me this. So she gave me from Ethiopia.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Hello, Cristo Rey students. It is Nurse Ross here, joining you on the podcast for just a moment to talk to you about your eligibility for the COVID-19 vaccine. The Ohio Department of Health announced the other day that Ohioans aged 16 and up are eligible to receive the COVID vaccine beginning March 29th. I wanted to encourage you guys to make sure that you read the email that I sent to you all on Tuesday. There is a link on there with a website for you to locate a vaccine site in your area. Here in Columbus, we have quite a few of them, and so I'd encourage you to just put your zip code in that search bar and find a vaccine site if you are 16 and up. If you guys have questions about how to find a vaccine appointment, please email me. I'm happy to help you guys find an appointment for yourselves or your family if you guys are interested. There's also a couple of resources on that email that I want you guys to check out for after the vaccine and some information about the vaccine. So if you guys have questions, you can email me, aross@CristoRayColumbus.org.
I see, Lena, you have a bunch of stuff that you grabbed. So what all do you have that was given to you by a woman, and who gave it to you?
First I have my phone. My aunt bought it for me. So there's that. And then I picked up these two things because they're on my bed, like my bedstand. So they were both given to me by my best friends for my birthday. No, this is for Christmas. But this was given to me by Zunaika for my birthday, part of like a birthday gift. And then this is given to me by my other best friend Jasmine for Christmas that I still have not been able to fully eat. So yes.
Look, if you're trying to get some help finishing those Skittles, just bring them down to my office. Good. All right. Did anyone else bring? I think that Brianna has something that you're holding up. So go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, this is actually something that you gave me. It's this cute book. It's called Nia and the Numbers Game, and it's actually made by another lady. So this fits the other category too. But I was just so happy to have this book because it teaches you a lot about being a minority in a low income area and just being a female and trying to get through the world. So I think this book actually fits perfectly. So thank you for giving me that.
Oh, you are welcome. You are so welcome. I'm glad that you enjoyed the book and that it has helped. Thank you. Did anyone else have anything that they wanted to share? Oh, yes, Paul, go ahead.
Grab this trophy that was given to me by my middle school counselor. So that's it.
Awesome. What was the trophy for?
For some leadership opportunity that I did, tutoring the kindergarten students at my school.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So that is all that we have for our Women's History Month Trivia Night. Thank you all for joining, for sharing some important special things, for sharing the pictures of your mother, sisters, of the women that are important to your life, for showing us the things that women have gotten for you, and just for being in this space and celebrating Women's History Month with us. So I appreciate all of you. I do have everyone's information that participated. So I will have your different prizes for participation and also for winning the different games that we played tonight and for sharing. So thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you. Go ahead, take it over, podcast host.
Yes, just like Dr. Ragland said, thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you guys learned something about women and you're actively growing in the talk about the decisions that are being made today and how that affects us as people. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
The Cristo Rey podcast came right at you. We hope you learned something about Women's History Month. The Cristo Rey podcast will be back next week. Holy cow, I can hardly wait. The Jeopardy theme song is really catchy, but have you ever noticed that it's basically I'm a little teapot when I get all steamed up? Hear me shout, tip me over and pour me out.